So welcome everyone today. Thank you, Sarah, for your session today. It was great. I actually enjoyed that, and don't get me wrong, I did get a lot out of it. It was. But today, the next time I'm going to be, it's a bit more light-hearted, and it's something that, even though I work in a hospital now, in a prior life, I used to work in hospitality and hotels, both here in Australia and overseas in Europe for many, many years as such. And one of those things I would often do day in, day out, and I've probably folded tens of thousands over the last 20, 30 years, is the good old napkin. And it's one of those things that you just don't forget. It's like riding a bike. But before we proceed, I just want to make sure everyone's in a safe space. Everyone's got comfortable where they are ergonomically as such. This will probably go for about 30 minutes or so. It's fun, it's light-hearted. There's no right or wrong answers. The assessment component will be me observing you doing a series of folds. There's 2 folds that we're just going to do today. They're not overcomplicated, and I feel we should both be able to achieve that. So by all means, just ask some questions. Just forgive the bloke in the video. He's making his actorial debut today as well. You'll see in the training within the video, within the PowerPoint. So just excuse him. But again, it's a light-hearted session. So how many, this is actually a dying thing, you might say, in your day-to-day life as well. How many of us actually use, each time we sit down for dinner or lunch, a napkin, or have a napkin with us as such? It's one of those things, you don't see that often, or, I don't use, I'm not there every day when I cook or give to my kids, a napkin as such. It's usually me using the tea towel, if I have to. But, we only really now see them when we're going into restaurants or formal settings as such. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen. And I think it's this one. Now, please tell me if you can see this screen. Can you see that screen?
Yes.
Great. So let's go to the first one. So just some background as well. Do anyone of us know where the napkin actually originated from? So the napkin dates back to the 14th century as such. And even back then it was a piece of cloth that was just used, to wipe, your hands and your face. The ancient Greeks and the Spartans would actually use bread, not cloth or as such, to wipe their hands and face, whereas the Chinese, we can date it back to the Chinese in the 2nd century. They originally used it as part of their, the formal tea ceremonies that we often see. And just in more recent times, just to give you an obscure fact, is that, from a fast food perspective, KFC, they were the first to introduce paper napkins in fast food service operations. So have we all got a napkin of sorts that we can use?
Yes, so I've got a tea towel.
Tea towel should suffice, Sarah. Carol, you got a napkin as such?
Yes,
Has anyone have we got any prior experience, I should say, from our learners when it comes to napkin folding?
No.
No. Other than, folding the tea towels when they come out of the washing as such into. So probably our most basic one that we do, and exactly that, is when, we're folding for storage, napkins, or just basic folds. We've got a family coming over. So that would just be the crossover one as such. But I'm not going to show you that one today because that's just too easy. I want to show you one which I use quite regularly when I was doing restaurants and bars as such. Let's go to my next one. And that's the pocket fold. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the video again, please. Excuse the actor. He is quite nervous. I mean, he only did it late last night, the video, but we'll watch it, take note of it, just watch the observations. And then what we'll do, we'll come back and we'll go through it ourselves together. Okay. And then we'll go by step, and by all means, we'll go at everyone's pace. And then part of that assessment process will be to just show competency process. Will be able to show me that you can do three of them. I want you to see 3 examples of each one, and then we'll move on to the next one as such. All right. Any questions so far, guys?
No.
No. Okay, so this one's called the pocket fold. So what did Sarah looks, hey, so what did we think of that? let's get our napkin, guys. Okay, so I'm going to put my camera down, so hopefully you can see my screen. I hope it's not too blurred for you. I'll see if I can unblur it.
Yeah, it's blurry.
Yeah, sorry guys, the background. One moment, please. Technical issues. There we go. Is that better?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So let's go back to the front of the video, and we'll stop it step by step, and we'll go through the process as well. So Sarah, you got your napkin or your tea towel? That's right. Carol?
Yes.
Good to go. Okay. First things. Sorry, I tried to pause. Sorry, I tried to pause it, guys. Okay, so let's fold it in half. Take it. Let's fold it in half. Okay. So we've got it.
Andrew, should I leave the pattern side?
Doesn't matter, Carol, for the sake of the example.
Yeah.
So take it. Let's make it firm as you can. It's better when napkins in restaurants, they're heavily starched as such. They're a lot easier to fold, but that's fine. It works either way. Okay. Corners are tight as such. Let's continue. We'll stop at the next one. Sorry. So we take it top. So we've got the 2 here, Carol and Sarah. See at the top, we've got the 2 things there. So we take it down as though we're making the bed, as though, the pillows are at the top and it's halfway down. How are you going with that, Sarah? Okay. So we flip it over, guys. Flipped it over.
Mhm.
Okay, so now that top, you still got the fold, but it's on the opposite side. You got that, Sarah? You good? Okay. So let's take it from the left. Sorry, let me do mine. I didn't make my bed. See, even that me, I didn't make my bed. Right. So bring it over, guys.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good. From the other side, guys. Bring it over. This is when you need them heavily starched, so they play up. Okay. Okay. And then we can bring it over, and we can make it either as wide or as thick as we want. We can. Okay. Usually it'll sit on the plate. How are you going, Sarah? Do you want to show
Yeah,
me
I'm
how you
fine,
go?
but mine's quite big.
No, that's all right. See, you can make, if you want to make it thinner, see, let's go back to the beginning. If you want, so if you've got a large bit of cloth like yourself, you can make it, you can go thin. You can work your way in thin, you know what I mean? Thinner, then thinner, then thinner. So it's a lot thinner. So it's the more folds, I should say. Sorry, that's probably the best way of putting it.
Oh, you can't see my pins, but yeah, they've worked.
Good work, guys. Good work, guys. I'll give you a job in the restaurant. I need 1,000 done every morning, as my boss used to say to me.
Oh.
Okay. So,
And how long would it take you, Andrew?
pardon? 3
How
or
long
4
would it
hours.
take you?
There was a few of us. That was in another lifetime as such.
Yeah, okay, well.
So, guys, let's go back to the beginning because I want to see, I need 3 of them, at least 3 of them out of you. Start from scratch. I'm not going to do it. I'd like you guys to, I'll go through it verbally, but I'd like you guys to, can we put our cameras down? Is that any possibility for either of you, just so I can see how you're going? As such, yep, that's great. Thank you for that. Okay, so we got our napkin. We're going to halve it as such. Great, yep. We want it tight as we can around, so the edges as square as we can. Often the tablecloths aren't perfectly cut. Okay, then we're going to make our bed as such. So we're going to bring the top one down. So turn it up the other way. Yeah, that's right, Sarah. Yep. Bring it down halfway or 3/4, whatever it is. Okay. We want to firm it. Then we want to flip it over. Okay. Keeping that fold, the other fold there in place. Then we want to we can either start from the left or from the right and work our way in. That's right, Carol. Sarah, do you want to bring one fold in? We can make it as wide or as thin as we want. Again, that's exactly right. Bring it over, Sarah. That's exactly right. And then we bring it over again. Perfect. Perfect. We put our cutlery in. That's that. Okay, let's do a couple more, guys, if we can. So let's take it back to scratch. Straight out. I'm not going to do it this time. Carol, can you just hold 1 sec? Sarah, can you run me through it? Can you talk me through the process too, Sarah?
No, I can't,
No.
Andrew.
Okay, that's fine, mate.
Yeah.
So first things first, let's fold it in half.
Yeah.
Correct, that's exactly right. We've got the 2 open ends at the top. Let's make it tight. Then we're going to make the bed as such. So we're going to bring the top lip down. That is right. Correct, tight, exactly. We're going to flip it over, keeping the fold still in place. That is correct. And then we're going to work from either left or the right. That's up to you. Exactly. You know this. See, it's one of these things, once you've done a few, It's one of those things that'll stay for you for life. Trust me. I thought I had forgotten it because it'd been many years since I had done it. But once I taught my
It's a confidence
16-year-old,
thing, isn't it?
pardon, it is,
It's a
and you know,
confidence
and
thing.
you can make it as big, wide, or as thin as you want. It just depends on, you know, your plate. You know, it could be on a side
Yeah,
plate
yeah.
with your butter knife, or it could be on your main plate as the main focal point of the table setting as such. Okay. I'll come back to you, Sarah, for one more, but let's go to Carol on the other side.
Yeah.
So Carol, are you able to talk me through the process?
Yeah. So I have a cloth napkin. I fold this in half. And
Yep.
then the top bit, I fold it down to 1/3 or half or 1/3.
1/3. It was just like making the bed. So you know how we bring
Yeah.
the doona down and we just
Yeah.
show the pillows on top, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. 1/3. And then I flipped it over. So I can start folding inward. Doesn't matter left or right.
Yep.
So I fold, 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 and then I close. And I put my cutlery in.
Great work. Great work.
Yep.
Let's go back. Sarah, do you want
Yes.
to go through it for me, please? You don't have to call it out. You don't have to call it out if you can't remember, but if you don't want to, just go through the motions, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so yeah, so we fold it over, we make the bed, then we
Yep.
make sure it's
Yep.
we then turn it over.
Yep.
And then mine's quite long, so we're going to bring it
that's
in
exactly right.
smaller. I go from left to right, obviously, because that's my dominant.
Yep.
And we've got it all together. Nice and forking.
See that Sarah's
Yeah.
come up with a way how I would plow through hundreds of them each day. Because that is one way of doing it, is by just rolling it in from one end into the middle. Whereas the other way, the way is going from one end. Exactly what, you know, Sarah went like that, you know, over and over and over, which is perfectly fine. But as I say, the other way is what we were doing, is we go left, right, left, right, left, right.
I was doing that and I cheated.
Yeah, that's right. But no, but you're just adapting to it. No, but that's great. That's exactly what you need to do, Sarah. You're just adapting to the situation. You've identified a way in which you can achieve the outcome a lot quicker. You can. That's perfectly acceptable. Okay, let's do one more each. I'm not going to talk.
Just at our own pace, Andrew.
Correct. That's exactly right. Could not have done them better myself, ladies. Very good. Very good. Okay. So what are we thinking? Can we go home now and set the table tonight with this particular fold?
Yes, but it's not going to happen, or they're going to want it every night.
And
I think maybe they could do the setting of the table. What do you reckon?
that's right. Like I was while my 16-year-old was videoing me that, I was actually teaching her at the same time, and you'd be surprised how quickly, you know, they can pick it up. You know, just like ourselves. You know, it's one of those folds that you can take with you, you know, throughout your life. If you ever had, I need to fold a napkin, instead of just, you know, you'll get the napkin out of the cupboard and you could just go like that and that. Just put it like that if you want on the plate. You know, with the lip and being able to put the cutlery in, it just looks a bit more fancy and formal.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the setting as such. Any questions in relation to that one? I think you guys mastered that one, you know?
Oh, we got more to learn.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, you're going to
I
kill
just
me.
started you off with an easy one. No, the next one is just as easy, I think, and you know, you should be able to pick it up quite quickly. As such, is there any questions in relation to that before we move on?
No.
And how many of these would you do, Andrew?
Well, depending if I had a wedding in, or if it was just a normal nightly service in the restaurant, you know, a couple of hundred, I'd get myself or the team to do. You know, we often use these as, you know, when we were doing napkin folding, it was usually times when we were having team meetings, you know, that sort of thing. I was having discussions with staff, downtime. I don't, you know, go fold some napkins for me, because it's just one of those things, you know, in formal restaurant and hotel environments, you know, it's an expectation to
sure.
have a napkin. So you're constantly folding napkins. And then, you know, when it comes to weddings and conferences, we'd flash, you know, flash the napkins up to different styles. And I'll show you another style that used to be the thing in the 90s, you might say. Probably not that common now as such. So that's great, guys. So the next one, done that, is the fan.
Oh, I've
Who
heard about
knows
the fan.
the fan? Good old
I've
fan.
heard it. Have never done it.
This one's just as easy, I think. It's quite simple once you understand how it does. So what I'm going to do again, I'm going to show you this Hollywood actor, how he does it, and then we'll go back through it as such. All right. So take just you don't have to go. Don't follow it. Don't do the folds with him. Just observe as such as I go through it as such. Tuck it is the word.
Wow.
It's just
So
mind
amazing.
blowing. So you guys are going to do that one for me, aren't you? And
Yeah,
I know you guys can do it. It's quite simple. Don't get me. It's really
it
is
doesn't
simple.
look simple.
It is, but trust me. Okay. So let's go back to the videotape. So let's take our napkin.
Yeah.
Okay, we got our napkin. Okay. As we did in the previous one, we're going to fold it in half. But the main thing of this one is that you need to keep things tight. Okay. Even if you're using lots of tea towel, you just want to keep it. You go down here. You want to keep it tight.
Mhm.
So we turn it. Let's turn it around. Okay, so it's lengthways. So we're going over about an inch or so, half an inch, something like that. Then we're going to lift it up, and we're going to go the same way again. Then we're going to
Go
go.
back for me, Andrew. Sorry.
Yep, sure. So we take that, and we're going to fold
So
it
you've got
over
the
about,
bottoms of it.
the bottom, and fold it
Yeah.
over an inch.
Yeah.
Okay, over. Now bring that up, and we're going to fold it an inch on the bottom.
Does that
Exactly. That's exactly right, Sarah. Then we're going to do the same again on the top. Okay. And let's fold it under again. Keeping it nice and firm. Sarah, you're going to have to do a few folds because your T-tail's quite long.
No, you're right for me to keep moving then.
Yeah, you go for it, mate. That's fine. Sarah, how long have you got left on yours? Can I see just at the end there? Sarah, yep, a bit more. Sorry, I mean Carol. Carol, probably a couple more folds for you, Sarah.
I'm trying to keep it.
That's
stiff at
it.
the
So you're
top.
probably right. You're right too, Carol. Sarah, that's right. So we take it up and we fold it in half. Okay. Fold exactly right. So keep your finger there. That's folded in half. So this, where your finger is at the base.
Oh, did I go the wrong way?
No. Just turn it around to your left. Other way, sorry, mate. So that no, turn it upside down. So that's the base. So that's the base. Exactly. That's exactly right. So that's your base. See? Because you got your fan. See all these little fans that you've got there? That's going to fold out. So that's your base. Okay. So what you do, put it on your thing like that. On the floor, no, other way around. That's right, Sarah. That's exactly right. Yeah. So this thing on the left here is your tail. Sarah, can you fold yours the other way around, please? No. Open it up like this, with your folds. So it's like that.
I did ask you that, Andrew.
Yeah, sorry, my fault. I'm trying to look it through the video. Yeah.
I
Fold
think
it
it's
exactly. That's the way. That's exactly right. That's the other way, mate.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to reverse your technique.
Yeah, I know. It's just I'm looking at the reverse video. So what we do, guys, we've got our little corner, we've got our tail, we call it, or whatever. So we can tuck it straight in like that. So take the top, Sarah, that your top, left, top, right. That's exactly right. Bring it down and tuck it in.
No, so I actually need to turn mine over.
That's correct. Yeah, sorry, tuck the corners in.
And then tuck that in there.
Both sides, all of it. Yep.
Oh, the whole lot.
Yeah, the whole lot. So bring it down and just tuck it in.
Andrew, do you mind show me the tuck in again?
Okay, so
I got my.
So we got our tail. We got our little tail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. So it's like that. Yeah. So we're just going to tuck it in to that last one there.
So which corner should I put?
So you're taking your top right.
Top right.
Yes. And you're bringing it down into the corner here. So you're making like a triangle. See? Let me see, Sarah, please.
It looks weird.
I think Sarah's on the money. Carol, can I have a look at you? So, and then what you do, Sarah, just bring it up and just let it go. Oh God, you're an expert. You're an expert.
Oh.
There you go. So let's go back
I
to
think
you,
it would
Carol.
work better, obviously, if it wasn't.
Let's go back to you, Carol. Yeah. So Carol, yep.
So I got this is the base, this is the tail.
Yes. So you want to tuck that. See, that's your tail here. You want to tuck it in underneath the first fan that you've made. Exactly right. Yeah. So you may, I think the issue with you, Carol, you may want to do one more fold.
One more fold.
You might have too long of a tail.
Yeah. Okay, so the top right corner.
Yeah, so top one down, bring it in, Carol, and tuck it in. Yeah. And then put it on your thing, on your table.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Oh God, you guys are good.
Yeah.
I'll hire you both for napkin folders.
Wow.
Okay. What are we thinking?
Yeah, you're right. It's not as hard as I imagined.
It's practice, guys. It's practice.
Yeah.
Let's finish the video.
Wow.
And hopefully we can go through it again. We'll go through it all again. The up and over, guys. You got to keep that part. That's the bet. This is the main part, is keeping it tight and firm as you're up and over it, and just keeping it a sufficient bit of tail at the end so you can just tuck it in. That's the key to it, because then it just folds out. See, just like you, Carol, when I did this video, my tail was too long.
Yeah.
If it's too long, it just won't hold itself, because it
Yeah.
needs to hold the weight.
Yeah.
Tuck it into, yep. Sarah's just mastered it. It's a natural. Just mastered it, haven't you? Flying through it.
You just assessed me on it too, didn't you, Andrew?
So let's do 2 or 3 of these together. So let's take it all. So it's just one bit of cloth to start with. Let's go back to. Okay, I'll go through one with you, and then we'll do one by ourselves together.
I think we can do it by ourselves, Andrew.
Okay, you go for it, guys.
Okay, cool.
Andrew, have you watched the time?
I have,
Yeah,
yes.
that's why I think we're doing it by ourselves.
Okay, well, you guys go through. Talk me through, Sarah, what you're doing. And then I'll do the same with you, Carol, quickly.
Over, pulling tight, folding under, pulling tight. Just doing that all the way along until I've got a small amount left. Might be a little bit too, but let's try and run with that. Then I'm folding it over.
Yeah. Other way, I think you'll find.
Yeah. So I fold it over the other way, turn it over. So I've done it back to front, but it's still the same.
It'll still come out and that's the benefit. You're learning, you're adapting, I should say, to the situation. So you're making your own other way around, my friend. Remember that's the base, exactly right. So you've got it spot on, and that's exactly right. Couldn't have done it any better.
I think I'm a little bit opposite to you, but I've got the technique, if that makes sense.
Exactly, and that's it. That's the whole idea of this, is that, I'm showing you the basics, but how you do it and how you adapt to it to get the desired outcome. That's all I'm after, is the outcome. Yeah, Carol, one more time, and then we'll just recap what we've gone through, please. Sarah, do you have any questions in relation to that?
No, I found this one easier than the other, actually.
Okay, really? Fair enough.
Yeah. Not sure why.
Fair enough.
This one is more interesting.
Yes. There's others. There's the bishop's hat, the swan, the crown. We could have 3 or 4 hour session here just doing different folds.
Yeah, you've got it too, Karen.
Perfect, guys.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So today, although it was a bit of a light-hearted one, I just wanted to give you the opportunity just to acquire a couple of skills, that you could use, next time you have your friends over or family and you wanted to spruce up the dining table, you can show them your skills. Oh, I learned this my TAFE course, how to fold a napkin as such. And, hopefully they'll all be impressed by your newly acquired skills. Any questions in relation to that, to what we've learned today?
I hope you've
explained it really well.
Yeah.
Pardon?
I think you've explained it really well.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that when you learn, once you've learned it, you'll just never forget it as such, and mastered it as such. And it's an easy skill also to translate and teach others, just like I'm doing to you guys as well. If you're interested in future, if you wanted to know more about it, as I say, there's hundreds of different folds, and it's the YouTubes of this world and Google searches you'll be able to show you all the different folds. But that today is it. I thank you for your time and your presence, and you guys, you did great. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks.